Continuing today in Genesis chapter 26, I want to look at just verses 6 through 9. So remember from yesterday, God made this incredible promise to Isaac. He, word for word, said, the covenant with Abraham comes over to you now. And he told him, he says, don't go down to Egypt. Stay here, stay in the promised land. And he had moved to a place called Gerar. And it was in the southern part of the promised land, of the land of Canaan, what will become Israel. And so in verse 6 it said, so Isaac stayed in Gerar. And when the men who lived there asked Isaac about his wife Rebekah, who the Bible has already talked about was a very beautiful woman, he said, she is my sister. He was afraid to say, she is my wife. He thought, they will kill me to get her because she is so beautiful. But sometime later, Abimelech, king of the Philistines, looked out his window and saw Isaac caressing Rebekah. Immediately, Abimelech called for Isaac and exclaimed, she is obviously your wife. Why did you say she is my sister? Because I was afraid someone would kill me to get her from me, Isaac replied. Okay, here's some more of that deja vu, right? We talked yesterday about Abraham going down to Egypt and how that turned out bad. And God told Isaac, don't do that. Don't go down there. Stay in the promised land. Well, here we have almost a word-for-word repeat of Abraham's sin when he went to Egypt. Now, really interesting part of this is the transition, because the verses previous were just this incredible moment of God sharing this covenant with Isaac and formally giving it to him and saying, this is yours now. I am your God. You will become this great nation. They will be my people. They will possess this land. They will be as numerous as the stars in the sky. The whole world will be blessed. It just continues that promise. What a moment that had to be. I mean, can you imagine having God say something like that to you? Having that be given to you? That's amazing. That's blow me away level stuff. And he goes from that right into not trusting God. He goes from that right into sin. I mean, I think we can so easily do the same thing. That we go right from a mountaintop, close experience with God straight into a fall. I mean, Paul talked about this in 1 Corinthians 10. He says, if you think you're standing strong, be careful not to fall. How Isaac had to be feeling in that moment when God said all these things to him. And now here he is, after this, not long after this, having this issue. Because see, at the end of the day, it was a lack of trust in God. See, God had made that promise to him back up in verse 5. He says, I will cause your descendants to become as numerous as stars in the sky. Well, he didn't have any descendants at this moment. So if his descendants were going to be as numerous as the stars in the sky, then I think he would have to have some kids, wouldn't he? That would kind of need to be a necessary part of this. That he's going to need to have kids and he's going to need to see them grow up and things are going to have to be good here, right? But he's not trusting God in the middle of this. He's saying, no, I'm scared. I can't trust you. I mean, Isaac and Jacob Jacob and Esau were there, but it's a lack of trust. He's scared for his life, like God can't overcome these things. It's a great teaching moment. And we hope that you have a great day yourself. And we'll see you again for another mini message.